Hey, it says we're live.
It does. It says we're live, but now we're especially live on the book face, which is most
Ooh,
important.
again? Man,
Yeah,
people are going to tune in and watch us again?
again, at least for a little bit. And then after we're done with this, we're gonna 10 years from now, I'm gonna put it up on YouTube because it takes me forever to do this stuff.
It does take you forever to do it on YouTube.
Oh my gosh, guys, welcome. We're here. We got Dave, we got CP, I'm Art. Another episode of the Photo Booth magazine where we just do stuff. Um, So this week, we thought we'd talk about upsells, and what better way than have Mr. CP Heda, founder of Esstart. Hello, CP.
Hello, Art. Hello, Dave. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. And I met you first in Chicago last year at the Marquee Show.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit, and then I shot a little video of your product there. Then I was all excited because I thought you were going to come to the the wedding MBA. I
Yeah.
didn't get to see you there, but then I saw you at the Photo Booth Expo again, and I shot another video. But unfortunately, there were some audio problems. We had Rob, we love you, Rob Savickas. We love you to death, but man, was that really loud with all of your announcements? It totally cut into all the interviewing we were doing. And then there was Pioneer Audio blaring the music, so that video is pretty much worthless. But we'll plan better next year, where we walk through all of your products. But you and I had the chance to talk yesterday just a little bit, and I think we haven't talked about this, Dave, like in depth. Is the upsells that we can do other than the usual? Oh, I can upsell glam or I can upsell custom props, but there's so many other things out there we can do. So CP, let's hear a little bit about your side of things of upsells, like at least for the entertainment industry, not even just photo booths, but DJs as well, like just this industry, entertainment industry.
Yeah. And I'm excited to be here. And Art and I were talking yesterday about something, right? We were talking about the competition, right? If you um, competition is prevalent in every industry, whether you are a DJ or a photo booth owner or you in every industry, right? Now, um, there are different ways to compete with their competition. Of course, you have to provide high quality, and thanks to Art, how he explained what that quality means in terms of how do you deliver the photo booth experiences. So you are delivering um, better quality, right? But in addition to that, what you can also do is wow your users, your client with additional things. Those could be upsell, those could be free add-ons or whatever they are. You want to win your hearts of your clients and the guest. And these upsells can help you win the competition, win the hearts, right? That's what we were talking about. So quickly, Estart, we are a platform of apps that you can use to provide more services, solve more problems for your clients. We are built from ground up for one thing, which is for events. So everything is built with that event mindset, right? We focus on private celebrations, so not really for public events, but more celebrations, birthdays, weddings, bar mitzvahs, not for public events. So everything that we have built for is with that mindset. And with that mindset, when you look at us, you will see why what we do is will help and enhance your guest experience. Yeah. I actually want to ask your audiences also that how are they doing upsells, and what in the photo booth industry, what are you trying to upsell, or how are you selling, and what is your thought process about upselling? Do you see upsell as you're working the same number of events and being able to earn more, or you're trying to say, oh, it's getting challenging and how do I manage all of this? What's that mindset in the mind of a photo booth owner?
Dave, why don't you handle that one?
So coming from my end, because I offer a lot of upsells, um, there's so much that you can do with your upsells. You have to be creative. And what a lot of people do is they sell, well, I have this equipment, and that's not an upsell. That's you showing what you have as product. And what a lot of people don't realize is the upsell is part of your marketing and being creative in your offerings, setting you apart from art or any other company. The offerings that you have are what bring in that extra bit of business, or your customer base that you have, enhancing that experience for them, to bring their event to a higher level. It's not making it cookie cutter. Having the upsell for different experiences for the event create a whole new experience.
Yeah, and I think so. You hinted towards this when you Dave, you started, is looking at what is happening, right? So one of the things that you'll always see when we go to any event, right? And let's take a wedding as an example. There is a photographer who's generally taking photos of the couple. There's a photo booth where people are lining up and taking photos, right? But people are always taking photos, right? As the wedding couple, as the host of the event, whether it is birthday celebration or a wedding, right? People are always taking photos. Why? Because one, they are dressed up. Two, the event, there is as a vibe, people are meeting other people and they want to take photos and capture memories, right? Why not solve that? I'm sure the couple want to capture those candid photos because they were busy getting their portrait photos taken. Why not help the couple capture those candid photos and then give it back to them? That's one of the things that is such a simple upsell, right? And two of our apps focus on that opportunity. So they help the client capture these photos. All the guests can log into the app, upload photos, and then once you've captured those, you're able to deliver that back to the couple, right? As a photo booth owner or a photographer, right? This is such a simple task. Why are we not doing it, right?
Yeah. And I think you hit on something, CP, that I think is important. Like the way that you transition into, and you brought us into a scenario, right? You said, for example, a wedding, and you've got people doing pictures in a photo booth. You've got a photographer over here taking professional photos. You found a kind of a link, right, between the photo experience and presented to the couples. Like, well, all these other people are taking pictures, which you may not see. Why not have something that can allow you to gather all that really cool candid shots, right? And I think half of it is either helping the client realize that there's an opportunity, or more importantly, listening to the client and finding out more about their event and matching up your offerings rather than just pushing all your offerings on them and say, what about this? What about this? What about this? It's all in the ears. Like listen to your clients and find out what kind of problem they want to solve, or an additional enhancement to the event that makes sense for that event. And that right there, talking about capturing the candids from the guests themselves into a collection is something that's enhancing and problem solving at the same time.
Right.
Well, the other part of that is they're coming to you most of the time because you're the expert. They're looking at you to help guide them. And being able to offer them different avenues and paths for their event makes you even stronger in their eyes. So if they see you as that professional that they're calling you for, sometimes you get the people that are just calling for a number. Sometimes you talk to people and explaining to them your experience and things that you offer and things that you can do for them can sometimes really set you apart.
Yep.
And that's where this, I feel, comes into play, is saying, hey, yes.
Yes. I like the way he ended that. And yes, Dave froze. That's awesome. But I see where Dave's going with this.
Yeah, and Dave was very accurate on that, where he said, you guys are the experts, or we are the experts. We are working in the events industry, and we are the experts, right?
Yeah.
We see when we started the call, Art shared the number of events that he has this weekend, right?
Yeah.
So Art, you are seeing, and by you, I mean the whole, like the photo booth industry and the DJ industry, right? We see a lot more events. We understand what happens at events, and
Yeah.
that piece of bringing that knowledge and helping your clients solve one of those problems that they might encounter
Yeah.
is a perfect way to help your client. And if that helps you upsell something, great. But even if not, you've still helped your client solve one problem.
Yeah. Well, I think Dave's back. So Dave, your computer crashed, but we covered for you, brother. We got you. I'm gonna say it again. Get a Mac.
Art, this is on a Mac. Thank you very much.
No, is it really?
Brand new.
Oh wow! Congratulations! Welcome to the shit show.
Took it out of the box last week.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I take that back. Take it back. Get rid of it. Go back to Windows.
I'm going back to my laptop.
I think you're in like the Bermuda Triangle for technology, Dave. It's weird. It's like, it's crazy. But anyway, but yeah, let's get back to, you were about to say something, Dave, about what CP was talking about. You probably don't remember it, but if it does come back, start again.
Well, no, what I was saying is, going back to, you're being hired as the professional.
Yep.
So being able to give them direction and help guide them, whether it be a wedding or, a private event for, a charity organization or something like that, giving them options and things that can enhance their event.
Yeah.
Just solidifies, and you're going to get, those better reviews when it's all said and done and everything goes well. Unlike a laptop crashing, and
yep.
Which technology, it just goes to show anything can happen at any point in time.
Yeah.
So, but with that, I mean, getting back to my point, because shiny things distract me.
Well,
yeah, that's what I was trying to get my point across is, they're looking to us, be the professional, know the options that you can, and this also comes into your networking. So if you don't offer it, find somebody that does.
Yep.
Art, you and I both do things that each other don't, and
I don't have a 360.
We help each other out.
Yeah.
So that's the key, I think, is when you're in these groups, get to know the people that are around you. They're not competition. They're it's part of a community.
Yeah.
And if you stop looking at people, in your area, other companies as competitors, and look at them as, part of your business
and learning mentors,
you can expand immensely.
Yeah. So CP, before we get into like what you particularly offer, what is your backstory? Like, where are you coming from? What did you do? What was your education? Where did you work at before? Let's hear it. What do you got?
So so mix of stories. So one, my undergrads is accounting. My undergrad graduation day was the last day I had to do anything with accounting. I really couldn't stand it, but I just somehow got across the finish line. And then whenever I got a chance, I would love to do IT stuff. So of course, did my master's in technology. I've been working in technology since then, and through the careers went into financial industry, and then I worked almost 15 years at WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment.
Wait. So you're with WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, which used to be called WWF.
Yes.
Right, but now it's called WWE. So wrestling. All right. So you did technology for the WWE wrestling?
Yes.
You didn't.
Yeah, I was.
Prove it.
Lot of stories. All right, so I'm going to prove it. All right, so I'm going to turn off
Watch
the
out for the
camera
body
just
slam.
for 1 second. All right.
He's gonna
So
he's gonna put a luchador mask on.
there you go. Okay, so
Wait
this
a
is-
second. Wait a second.
Wait.
This is for on the topic of while he's getting his thing ready.
All right. Yeah. You
Art,
want to see mine?
You
That's
did
funny.
something that was really awesome this
All right.
week.
I'm gonna
or
share a
last
screen
week.
here. Share a screen.
Share your thing.
Yeah. So AI, baby.
There we go.
Ooh.
Yes.
I
So
mean,
I was
that-
playing
how
around with
great-
Curator. Yeah. So everybody's talking about, trading cards, baseball, hockey. I was like, let's do old school wrestling.
Yeah.
So Andre the Giant, man, I had to do it.
When I saw that, I was like, wait, is that an old picture of Andre the Giant? And then I'm like looking at it, I'm like, wait a second, that's art.
The trading card phenomenon just continues. And I guess it's funny. I see these people like, oh, you got to have the thick cards. And I'm like, look, I used to own a baseball card shop back in the day, back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Nobody cares whether it's a real baseball card or not. These things are encased in plastic.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to take it out of the plastic. So I was
It's a novelty. It's a novelty
yes.
item.
We don't have to go all crazy with holograms.
It's
nice
not like
to have
people are going to be
holograms, but
selling these, on the market for
they're not getting
thousands
graded.
of dollars.
Yeah,
Well,
unless you get
they might, because you're famous, because you look like Andre the Giant. I can see that one maybe going for,
of course, a
$5.
gajillion. Yeah, but no, I mean, look, people are just going a little too far with this trading card thing, man. It's a novelty. Yeah, you can have a big corporate. Oh, there it is. Oh,
why is it
man.
an M? Oh, there it is. Now it's a W. I got you.
That's the real deal, isn't it?
It is.
So how did you get? Did they give that to you as a
Amazing.
parting gift, or like everybody in the company got one? How did that work?
No. At least that's what I think. Nobody else got this, but yes, I was there for 15 years. So
Okay.
This was the parting gift. I was in the technology team. Did some amazing. Was lucky to work on some crazy stuff. So the few things that I did and my team did is there's two key systems that ran WWE. One is where the event is going to be held at the next event. So there was a whole event scheduling system, designed and maintained by my team. And another one was the wrestlers, what they are supposed to do, and what they're working. And there was an app for that. And again, the second thing that we did. So the two core systems, events and wrestlers, that at WWE we call them talent. So yeah, the talent management and the event management systems.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, those are the two key systems that
That's pretty cool,
designed
man.
and managed and maintained. Yeah,
That's really cool.
Yeah.
But you didn't have to upsell anything when you were there. You just kind of hand the systems. But some of the people watching this show are probably like they look at how we presented the show as like upsells to make more money. Like there's so many different things, guys, and I'm talking to the people watching. Like, let's whittle it down to photo booth industry. I mean, upsells from backdrops, from scrapbooks to there was something called Capture Book, right? And I think that's still out there. Or was it a digital scrapbook? I don't know if you saw that, CP. It was a really cool app that where the photos were shot from the photo booth onto another device, and the people went over to that device in the photos and actually with a Apple Pen could like sign it and add stickers, and then you could then take that and print it out into a really nice book. And I don't know if that's still there, but it was really cool. But that was an upsell, right?
Yeah.
Also like slideshows,
Slideshows, yeah.
like
Slideshows are
live slideshows from your booth.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead. Sorry, you were asking something.
I was going to say let's go ahead and take a look at some of your stuff, man, because I, have seen it 3 times now, and this is something, and I get backlogged like with a lot of different products that I want to test out, and I take down here in my basement and I test them out, and I do some people don't know the term, but regression testing, right? In the tech world, that's like trying to break it. essentially, and know it inside and out. So by the time I go to an event, which is what everybody should do with every upsell that they have and everything they do in the photo booth industry, is test it at home and perfect it first before taking it on the field, or take it to a free, if you're going to do a free event, then that's where you're going to be testing out in the field, right? So you've got some really cool stuff that I'm going to actually bring up your website here. Let's see if I can do this. And I'm excited to actually start testing this stuff out myself. So we are going to go here. We're going to share a screen, and we're going to go right over here. I truly think this is something that's, you've got some really great apps in here that answer and solve a lot of different problems for our clients, and they also enhance at the same time. We're talking about solving a problem and enhancing, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so walk us through what would you like to kind of tell us about first as a possible upsell?
So there are 5 apps listed on our website today, and we are working on our 6th one. So the vision is, we want to make sure that there's something that you can offer from our platform to your clients, right? They've just spoke about slideshows, right?
Yeah.
Now, so for that we have our app called Instant Spotlight. What the name is indicating there is, guests can scan the QR code and upload photos, and within matter of seconds your photo shows up on the screen, and it does it in a way that when somebody in the guest looks at it, they feel like, oh, this was pre-composed, this was something that was built as a movie and then just got uploaded. So the whole end-to-end experience of capturing the photo and delivering on the screen is that's what we have like done it in a way that it feels, oh wow, this feels really good. One of the most common things that you will notice when you use Instant Spotlight at events is your guest will stand in front of the TVs and stare, like gaze at it, not yeah, gaze at it. Like
Yeah.
they are amused by everything that is happening, and they're just, you'll see. My favorite moment was, a couple, the wedding couple actually. The bride and groom were standing in front of the TV, and the bride goes, "Look at that photo! Look at that photo!" So it feels like jumbotron.
Yeah.
In simple words, it feels like having a jumbotron at your own event, where you're able to you are able to see yourself, but everyone else is also seeing that, hey, this is happening in the event. By the way, one of the things that all our apps do is they go really, really deep into how many customizations can be done to this to any of these apps. Instant Spotlight, for example, you can hook it up. You can connect it to your photo booth. So visualize this. People are, generally photo booth. Host will put it in one of the corners, in the alley, in the hallways. So people line up there. Now dance floor is inside. You don't know what's happening over there. So now, if you connect it, yes, guest photos are going up there, but your photo booth photos are also going up there. So that creates an amazing experience, right?
That is a cool experience, because we've got, and then people are watching the show, they're going to say, oh well, SnapPic does that, Curator does that. But what I was going to ask you a question, which you already answered, was it's in conjunction with the photos that people are uploading from their phones. So it's not just the photo booth photos, but also the guests taking their photos out on the dance floor, by the bar, the couple sit in front of their sweetheart table. So it's both of them. Is that correct?
That is correct. And because I say this very proudly, that we don't compete with photo booths. We coexist in events. Pretty much every single event that we are there, a photo booth is there. So we happily coexist with the photo booths. Now with the integration, we can actually connect with it. So that even provides even more better experience. I'll take a step back and explain. So Esstart is built on one premise, which is guest connection, right?
Yeah.
We, as the event service provider, right, photo booths, DJs, wedding planners, wedding venues, right, all of us. By the way, I'm also a DJ and a photographer. I was a photographer for 10 years. Now I stopped photographing and I only do DJ business. Now with Esstart, I think so even that is going down. But yes, so as an event service provider, right, we are not we do amazing job, but we lose the connection with the people, right? There's only very limited connection that we are able to do.
Mm,
All our apps help you connect with the guests. That's so our main tagline is
mm,
connections made easy. As event service providers, we are able to connect with the audiences. So for example, the apps, the inside the app, the branding is of the business. It's not our branding, it is your branding, right?
right.
So your guests that just had a great time, even at your photo booth, even at your DJ, right? They had a great time. When they look into the apps, they see your business
Or you
after the
could
event.
or you could sell a sponsorship, right? If you're doing these charity events,
Yes.
right?
Yes. One of the most common uses of instant spotlight is at charity events is the slideshow. Instead of running, the boring
Mhm.
slideshow loop, you upload those same PowerPoints into our slideshow. It will run the slideshow, and then it will also allow guests to upload photos. So now the slideshow becomes much more interesting than your boring, sponsored by this, and then you have fun
Mhm.
photos. People will
Yeah.
look at it more often.
Tell me though, like, and I know you touched on this before when we spoke once about the filtering, because I was at a wedding last year, last February, not this
Hmm.
past year, but a year ago. And my brother, I love my brother to death, but we're sitting here at this bar, and it was after the wedding, and there's a DJ, and he's got this whatever app
Hmm.
or whatever thing, and it's kind of doing the same thing. But my brother's like, "Oh yeah," and then he just put this photo, and it just went out, and it was not really that appropriate.
Hmm.
Um, and then he put another one, and I think the DJ actually was falling asleep at the wheel because it seemed like he had to approve the photos, and he was just letting everything flow through.
Hmm.
Tell me about, or tell us about, like how yours differentiates itself from the ones that don't filter.
Yeah, so all our apps will have AI controls, manual controls that that will curate the content before it goes up there. So an example is, um, you know, people get to an event even without a bad intention, malintention, right? They see a slideshow and they just want to take a photo of the floor and things like that and put it up on the screen just to test it out, right? Now, yes, there is no bad intention there. They were just trying, and I think so. Your brother was just trying how the app works, right?
Oh no, he was trying to be funny.
Okay,
He was trying.
okay.
He was being goofball.
So things like those, right? When our AI will sense it, and based on what you have set up to filter, it will put into a pending status.
So if somebody
Now,
goes in the bathroom and takes an inappropriate picture while they're in the stall, that's going to be
yes,
filtered out. Okay.
that
Listen,
gets
Art, it
that
happened
gets
one
pending.
time.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's so important because that's again solving a problem. Because if I get some of these other apps that out there and I want to add it on, and I talk to a bride or a groom or the sweet 16 or the mitzvah mom, she's like, well, are these going to be filtered? Because I don't want these kids to are crazy. They'll go out and take pictures of the craziest stuff, you
Yep.
know.
Yep.
And that's a talking point that I'll be able to have with these clients to upsell this product, right? Because it's reassuring them that this isn't going to happen.
That is correct. That is correct. So the AI will help you curate content, and then in addition to that, um, you can have as many moderators as you want. So the other
Mm.
scenario is, hey, you want somebody to really curate the content. You don't want to bring an assistant, a roadie to the event because that will be expensive. But you have your assistant who's at home on evenings, and she's like, yeah, I'll curate. I don't mind curating. So you can make as many moderators as you want, and your moderator could be seated, could be home enjoying dinner on Saturday evening and also curating content, saying,
Oh,
hey, here.
wow. So they don't even have to be there. They could just be sitting there like monitoring.
Yeah,
Or if
yeah.
somebody has a virtual assistant, because I know that's another hot topic, people hiring virtual assistants, it's like give that to your virtual assistant to do.
You have what your virtual assistant just curated during the events. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay.
And
That's
you
cool. I
can
didn't know
have
that.
permanent moderators saying, hey, my account, I always have this one assistant. So, you just send them the link and they are able to curate multiple events just on one screen and easily moderate content, right?
Mhm.
Um, the mindset is this, right? As we are building, how do we make sure that it doesn't create another burden, right?
Mhm.
When we are working in the events industry, everything comes at a cost. The assistant comes at a cost. So when we were building Instant Spotlight, content moderation was one of the issues that we were looking at, and we're like, if I have to bring an assistant, it is going to eat into the profit, right? We did a great job of upsell, but if it eats into profit, how does it help me, right? So that's why whatever tools are out there, we want to improve that experience, and we're constantly adding more options to filter content out, right? Some things that make sense. One of the things that we just we're adding this week is it won't allow content beyond certain points. So at a wedding, right, if it is an Indian wedding, it's a
Yeah, it's
3 day 4 day
4 days.
so you can say any photo that is taken in 4 days can be uploaded, but anything else that is uploaded older, put it into pending status, somebody will review it.
Okay.
So we are able to do all of those things and make sure that, hey, yeah, this makes sense, to let it go, and then it will let go.
Yeah, and another thing is you've got. Let me just take a look here.
So
QR
there is a
codes?
filter then. So if someone wanted to show their, you can't see it. Gosh darn it!
Don't hold your
turn my
stuff
green
up,
screen.
Dave.
What's that?
This is not supposed to be an X-rated episode.
Hold on.
Oh no, we're not holding on to anything. Oh no, he's going dark.
All right.
Dave, text me that photo. Let me see it. Let me see if it is okay or not. Just kidding.
And you can do QR codes too, right?
All our apps are driven with links and QR codes. Everything, your accounts have unique QR codes. Your events have unique QR code. We give you the templates ready to print. If you don't like our templates, you can download the QR codes and design your own templates and print it.
So if I've got a bride, right, that I'm going to pitch this to, and she hasn't sent out her invitations yet, or the RSVPs, we could put that. She can give her the QR code that she can then send to the RSVPs. And if you can't make it, QR code, we'd love to see your pictures anyway.
Yes.
Or pictures of us. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
I got this. So your filter can filter out this, right?
Still can't. Yeah.
So,
Donkey
so
butt.
if somebody wanted to show their ass, you'd be able to filter that out. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist a joke.
One of so everyone on some of your audience have done a demo. So what we recommend is book a demo with us, and we will show you how the whole thing works. And one of the photos is quite more interesting that we show in the demo. Of course, I cannot show this in this
I've
live
flagged.
We don't get flagged.
Exactly, but you will see what we show you. We show you some interesting content. And so yeah, when you book demos, that's what we encourage. Book a demo with us. We'll walk you through everything, all the features that we have, and then you can understand what's the importance of each of these features. Where is this applicable and not? And to your question, right? So here's I'm going to use, this is a shameless plug to one of our friends and our customers. When you are working an event, right, you do a great job, and again, it's all about that making connections with your audience, right? So our galleries, all our apps have QR codes, and they put QR codes like these, right? So you can see that there's a name, there's a QR code up there, take me home, right? Now, when you're not just placing these QR codes on big stand, but you're placing it for every single table, right? So now what you have done is you have placed that's too bright, I guess.
No.
I don't know if you can read this, but there's the URL of their business is right here.
What's the URL?
It's aliveevents.com.
Okay, that's cool.
Right? So this brilliant hack, you gave your business card to everyone, and it's elegant marketing, right? The rest of it says, hey, name of the couple, and the couple took this home. So now you have actually given out your business card to everyone. So this is how you are able to provide great value, and plug a small little, which is not shameless, it's like very elegant plug. Hey, this is who we are. We give an elegant service like this, right? That's how you're able to provide like that memorable service to your client.
So Instant Spotlight, that's showing stuff on the big screen, right? Does that have its own personal gallery too that people can see on their phone, or is
Yeah.
that a separate product?
Yeah, one of the yes, it is. It has a gallery. Instance of Spotlight has a bunch of features that are built in. You can, of course, share photos. Everyone is sharing photos. As people are
Mhm.
sharing photos, if you have connected it to TV, and we recommend it, you connect it to a TV projector or LED wall, those photos are playing live, and
Right.
people are enjoying those photos in the moment. You can even print photos straight from Instant Spotlight.
Mhm.
So that's also a great experience. You upload a photo and you're able to get a print out of it. If you have your photo booth printer, why not give that feature also, right?
Right.
And the photos are kept. One of the big reasons why your client wants this is you're helping them collect those photos, and then you, after the event, you will be able to just deliver it to the client. Like
Yep. And how?
just one click, and the email is sent out.
Oh, it's an email sent so they can download everything,
Yes. And
or
the
we can
emails are
download
branded
them.
to your,
Okay.
we make sure that of course you have to upload your branding, but if you upload your branding, the email will be branded to you, and you're sending those
Mhm.
email out from your,
Okay.
like, your signatures.
Let's take a. What's the next one? I'm really excited about a different one that yesterday I said was the coolest, and you said that's the coolest art. I'm like, I have a reason why it's the coolest. Well, actually, I do think it's the coolest for me personally. What do you want to hit next? Like, because you've got a bunch of different things. Let's switch the
I want
gears
to talk
here.
about camera roll.
Okay, let's do camera roll. Let's go right over here.
Yeah.
What's the difference between camera roll and the instant spotlight?
So not everyone is able to upsell TVs, display
Yeah.
packages. Sometimes you don't want to carry TVs. Sometimes it's not appropriate. Sometimes it's a day event. Not everyone is going to be uploading photos. You can't even see it during if it is too bright out there. So
Right.
for those occasions when TV or display is not the right thing, camera roll is that alternate. Every guest is still uploading photos. The gallery is live for 90 days. Everyone can upload photos, goes up into the gallery. After the event, you can deliver it, right? There are
Mhm.
two unique features that are built into camera roll that is not in Instant Spotlight. By the way, one of the key features of Instant Spotlight, I did not even mention that, and I'll get back to it. But in camera roll, it does two things. If you are at a wedding, you most likely going to be in 6, 7, 10 different photos, right? Everyone is taking photos. Now,
Mhm.
how do you find your photo? So it comes built in with face finder, and you
Okay.
can just it as you're uploading photos, it will recognize all the faces, and you can tap on your face and find your photo, right? If you connect it to your photo booth, right, you're delivering your photo booth photos through camera roll. That could also be a great experience, because now you're able to find, you were 13th or 14th in the line to get your photo. How do you find that photo? You're able to just quickly go find your face and tap on it.
Yeah.
If you
That
go
happens a
right,
lot at events. Like
yeah,
I get, grandma comes back. It's like, well, I didn't get this one photo. I wanted to text to me. Now, can we go back? So I go back to the gallery and you see small little pictures, and I have to scroll through and we're squinting trying to find. It's like I think that's me, and you click on it and it gets big. No, that wasn't the one. You go back to the gallery. You
right,
keep scrolling again. So you're
correct.
solving a problem with that.
Yeah, so you're able to, like, if you want to deliver your photo booth photos through camera roll, that's a great way to add that enhancement. And it doubles down as a video guest book.
Okay.
So it actually, when the guest logs in, it gives them a prompt that host has requested a video message. So you are delivering a video guest book experience without carrying any of your equipment, because the guests are going to upload the messages themselves. They could do it right
Mhm.
there at the event, or when they get back home before they get to the event, right? So that's a great way, in a simple one app, it is able to do multiple things for your client, and you're able to, again, capture memories, solve one of the problems, and create great experience. Dave, you were talking about scrapbook, right? I think so. You spoke about you were talking about, like, scrapbook, right?
Yeah, Art had mentioned it as an
Yeah.
upsell. Yeah.
Upsell, right? So something that is coming out in camera roll very, very soon is guests can actually
Mhm.
go back and write messages on it. So this is one of our clients based in Pittsburgh who has requested exactly this workflow, where all the photo booth photos will be delivered inside camera roll,
Okay.
And then from there, guests can find their photo, write a message, and then as a package delivery, the our partners are going to create a scrapbook with the message and your photo. So your photo, your message on nicely designed page, and that's what they're going to package and deliver to their clients.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the capture book thing, but it's a little bit different in the sense that like we're putting it together, right? Or he's going to put it together. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Um.
then your guests are not lining up to write a message,
Yes.
right? They can go enjoy their dinner, and while they are enjoying the dinner, they are thinking, hey, this is what I want to write, and they can
Mhm.
edit it as many times, but they can write a good message, which is what will be preserved in memory.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, because the lines are what we always deal with. Now, going back to the trading card thing, people try to make it really complicated with like cutting the paper and doing really thick stock and then putting a hologram on it. That's just going to back up the line, right? Um, and I think that's one of the things with Capture Book that we saw was you're standing there waiting for the person in front of you to finish writing what they want to do and all this other stuff. What you're saying, this process actually cuts the line, and they just go and do it on their own phone.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, that's
Yep.
pretty cool.
Hey, and you can still use the same experience, right? That your photo booth photo goes into camera roll. You just tell them scan this. When you get to it, you don't have to key in your phone number. Just look at your photo, whatever you want to download. Oh, we just lost Dave.
It's okay. It's a
So
Mac.
you can download and use it, right? So that could also be one of the experiences that you want to deliver.
Yeah. How do you so with the photo booth, how are you connecting the photo booth to the apps? Like how does that integration work? Like
So
if I want to hook mine up.
through Dropbox. As long as
Okay.
your photo booth can upload photos, even if your photo booth is not uploading photos, you can download the Dropbox app on your cell phone, iPad, and just continuously upload whatever is downloaded to your phone into Dropbox, and from there we connect into Dropbox and we'll read it instantly.
Okay. So we hook Dropbox up to our app. Like for example, in Curator or Snappic, you can hook that to
Yes.
Dropbox, and then you allow your app to read that Dropbox.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. And that one I have to give a shout out to James because he was like, CP, just do this. This is so much easier. Just integrate with Dropbox. We already integrate with Dropbox, so we can read it through that. So
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
All right. This is something that I can't wait to use for my nephew's wedding. I'm gonna bring it back here. Seating Genie. Can we talk about Seating Genie? I think it's so cool. It's different, right?
Yes.
So let's go here. Seating Genie. Tell me about Seating Genie.
So I'm going to say this, that visualize you are going to a wedding. You said your nephew, right?
Yeah.
As a guest, you're going to a nephew's wedding, and at the reception, you're going to find out where you're seated, right? Which table number. You're looking for something like this.
Yeah.
Correct. Or you looking for the big mirror board or
Or
something where
the fancy antique window pane with scribble on it that I can't read.
Yeah, those are great. But the problem that they have, these ones have too many problems. Wind blows, this goes away. There's just too many problems with this one. But then again, you have to prepare. You can't make any changes. If you know one thing, events always has changes. Last minute. If you're talking about Indian event, boy, there are a lot many more changes that happen on the day of event, right? So things like these, how do you edit? You'll have empty tables. You don't want that to happen, or you don't have the right balance of the count. Seating Genie is a simple touch-based experience where you can use any touch-based device where the guest can simply tap on. um, so you load our app, and the guest can all the names are loaded in those cards, and you just tap on it and you're able to find where you're seated, right?
Okay.
So a completely digital experience, what it means is now you can make last minute changes. You can you can not only provide the table number, but you can show them, hey, you're on the left side of the dance floor, and this is what you can just share the floor plan.
Yeah.
So they can figure out, hey, where they are actually seated, where the table is, so they're not wandering around and trying to find out where
happens.
my table is.
That happens all the time. Like, so when I'm setting up a photo booth, I set up the photo booth in the reception room early, and then they finally open the doors, or some people sneak in and they're wandering around like zombies. Where's table 7? Where am I sitting at? So this would take that, again, solving another problem. It takes that guesswork out of it.
Right.
Now, is there an app that the guest would get to, so they get a text and then they click on it and they?
It comes with 3 options. As
Okay.
you are managing delivery, so we give you 3 options as provider how you want to deliver that experience to the guest. We do recommend a touchscreen experience. You can use your mirror booth if you have a mirror booth. We do have a customer who's shared numbers, and it's in hundreds of dollars that they reuse the same mirror booth for our app and then bring it into photo booth experience. You can have a Android based touchscreen. You can have a iPad Pro. Any kind of touchscreen experience is what we recommend, but it also comes with a guest experience where you can share the link with the guest and they can just tap and use their cell phone to find it.
Okay.
It
I personally
also
like that one
has,
better. I like that better for me, because people, again, with I know people standing around a board waiting for that person to be done looking for their table. Then the next person comes and you're waiting for them. I like the
we
just it's
solve
in
that
their hand.
also. We solve
Yeah.
that also. So as long as you can upload an phone number or an email into the spreadsheet, it's just a simple spreadsheet upload. As long as you can upload a phone number or a email or both, you can schedule notifications right from the system. You can tell them, hey, for the Saturday wedding at 3 p.m., before people leave their homes, I want to send out notifications saying, Art, you are on table number 8, Dave, you're on table number 6, right? So you are going to get the notification right to your email, right to your method that you have chosen, and you can find. So even before you get to the event, you've already delivered where they are seated. So they don't even have to use the mobile experience. If you don't have everyone's phone number, then of course you can use the mobile experience. We do recommend, for the professionals, we do recommend bring a touchscreen experience, and for one simple reason, right? What you can, it's all about delivering experience, and what you can charge your client with the touchscreen experience is not going to be the same that you can charge your client with a do-it-yourself experience.
Okay.
So we recommend, but hey, it's your event, so you how you're delivering. Our job is to make sure you are able to deliver that service.
It's nice to have that option. And for me, like, I don't have a touchscreen, so I would have to go out and purchase something like that, set it up, make sure it works right, and to get to know it. For me to get started, I probably would do the push notification or the email text version first, just to get it started, and then maybe add that on later. Again, upselling myself on devices, right? Because we're all buying new stuff. I mean, we're always buying, just a new photo booth or a new printer or just whatever, new lighting. It adds up. So that's that's cool. So the seating genie, that's definitely going to be I'm trying that out at my nephew's, and I've got some other weddings too that I'm going to be trying some of this other stuff out at.
Yeah, and this is soon going to help your caterer as well, because you could upload your meal choices, and you could just, Dave, Art, you were on table number 8, and for some reason you're like, no, I want to sit next to Dave, and you are able to move to Dave, right? You move to the system. Now you get export out of to the caterer saying, hey, yeah, the chicken that you ordered is going to be on table number 6.
No, the restraining order says Art has to be at least 20 feet away from me at all times.
Dave, you can leave the room now.
Okay.
Oops.
Oh man. So I guess you could put like what their dinner choices on there too, couldn't you?
Yeah. That's one of the things that is going to be enhanced soon.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Oh my God. Yeah. So when you're getting bought out by one of the big wedding companies, like the Knot, Wedding Wire, Zola, isn't that the gist of all tech companies that get bought out by somebody bigger? Or maybe you're going to buy them out. One of the two.
We don't know.
Oh. All right, we got something else here called Storybook.
Yeah. Yes. That is one of my favorite apps on the platform. It is one of the it's it's the most customizable experience that you can deliver. And in fact, right now is the season for storybook. So
Hmm.
I want you to visualize the low time during the event, right? Whether it is the cocktail hour, or it is the
Dessert,
dinner time, or say that again.
dessert time.
Is
Everyone's
the time
sitting
that
down,
people are
just
sitting
eat.
down and they don't have, yeah. Um, and or it is a low key event, right? Bridal shower, graduations, low key event. They
Hmm.
don't go too crazy out
Yeah,
as like a, and but all of these are milestone celebrations. So why not share the story of the journey that you are at, right? Whether it is a wedding or it is a graduation, there's some things that the graduate did. Why not celebrate that? Collect messages, quiz people. Hey, what is the graduate going to study? What do you think? What is the major that he's going to do, or what's the company that he's trying to work on? So what storybook is it's collection of pages. You define what each page can do or should do, and all of those things will gear towards one thing, which is sharing the story. So you can share story with quizzes. We give you 8 different types of quizzes built, 8 different types of pages that can have different quizzes. You can see, I think so, Chew, the this or that is one of the type of quiz, and then you have the last
right.
one. There's a message wall where people are just typing, graduation messages, or congratulation messages over there. You can share photos. um, just very, very versatile. So typically our wedding planners are are the ones that are bringing, or event planners are the ones that are bringing this particular product to their events. And as a guest, you scan and you're brought into a digital experience where you're sharing that whole journey with quiz and so forth. um, One of the pages you can have in there is you can have a link to an external site like Amazon and bring it to your registry. Uh, so
I forgot to bring a gift to the wedding.
yeah, and then you can just answer quizzes.
Done.
One of our partners has the same thing for next, is having this tomorrow for a charity gala, where they're sharing few things, and then the last page is donate now,
Okay.
right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah,
That's great. So you're helping the charity get extra funds, which is always that's the purpose of the whole thing, right? To raise money for whatever
right,
they're doing.
right,
That's
right,
interesting.
yeah.
Huh.
So and what it also does is all these answers that you're collecting, you can just download it as a PDF. So there's not a lot of work that you have to do. Just download the PDF and send it to your client. You're done.
So the quizzes though, that's kind of intriguing because like sometimes we're doing like sweet 16s or 13-year-old birthday parties, quinceañeras, bar mitzvahs, and so you can have like a quiz on it. Like for example, sweet 16, you have like all the questions like was her favorite ice cream chocolate or vanilla? Is her
Yeah.
favorite movie this or that? Does it
Yes,
also kind of like keep score against all the guests who are in the room?
it does.
So then you
It
could have
does.
like a prize for the top scoring team or person at the very end.
Yes, yes. And thanks for pointing out those events. It comes with a 300 questions question bank ready to use, and it
Okay.
is all nicely categorized by birthdays and 16s and graduation boy, graduation girl, 40s, 50s, like just everything nicely categorized. So you don't have to think from scratch. You can just pick and send it to your client, let them customize it, and then you import it, and then you're done.
Okay. So the app, so if I've got a client that I am I'm doing a Sweet 16 and I want to integrate this quiz, do I give them access to the app ahead of time or is it just like a spreadsheet and a PDF or something that they email back and forth? How does that work?
You can do both. So all our apps have this feature called as moderator. You can
Oh,
co-host. So you
okay.
can invite anyone to be the co-host of the event. So you can allow somebody else to go in and set it up. So one of the good examples for the seating genie is, you know, you don't want to manage this. You want to deliver the experience, but you do not want to manage the seating charts. Good. Just invite the client or their
Uh-huh.
mom or the wedding planner and say, hey, just log into our site, manage the event, and and we will deliver the experience. Here you can do the same thing. You can invite the mom for the graduate
Mhm.
and say, just set up the quiz, we will deliver the experience. So it just,
Okay.
you, again, you don't have to take the whole burden. The other way to think about it is, yeah, you want to deal with document and spreadsheet because you want to package it.
Yeah.
So whatever you choose, you want to have delegate the responsibility to the client, you can do that. You want to own some things, you can do that as well.
Yeah. These are definitely really cool. It's different. And Dave and I and you, we all talked about it before, that differentiating ourselves against competition is really comes down to um not just experiences, but like different experiences that everybody else doesn't have. And you're kind of new. Not that all these are different, like completely new, but they're better than what I've seen out there. Like I can go get a Kahoot, right, and do a
Yeah.
quiz on that, but it's got Kahoot on there. I'd like to be able to put my business name on there versus
Yes.
seeing Kahoot. There's no value in that. Um, the filter in, Spotlight and camera roll, I think that's so key that the others don't have. And I'm correct in saying that I can completely brand and put my logo at the top, and so when they get it, everyone sees it's this, and not Esstart, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all we are delivering as experiences, so yes.
So it's a white label. It basically is. It's white labeling this experience, all your experiences.
Correct. Yeah. We actually, so one of the new things that is going to come out in probably before, by the way, we're going to be at Midwest DJs Live, and
Okay.
one of the things that we are bringing to that trade show is now each of the apps you can add an action button to any event. So now your guest is not only uploading photos, but if they do like your service, they can actually contact you right within the app. They can book you from the app. So there's actionable buttons inside the event.
Okay. So
So
a book now button,
a
essentially.
book now button, a contact now button, or a tip us now button, right? So you
Okay.
have you can
Did you
customize
say
the
tip
button.
us now? People are rolling on the floor right now. I don't ask for tips at events. But hey, some do, especially if you're doing it in a bar. If I got Spotlight, and it's a bar, and DJs take tips at bars all night long. That happens.
Yes, yeah. And you do it in a way which is elegant, right? So
Yeah.
if you're not forcing that tip, as long as you're doing it in a way, it might work out okay. It might
Yeah.
work out okay, right?
Yeah.
So
It's how you
having that
present it.
flexibility from us, it is making sure that flexibility is there. Whether you take tips or not is up to you. Your event, you can customize it for every event, right? So some upscale event, you may say, let's not do it, but sometimes you just do a low budget charity events where like, yeah, I need to cover my cost.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure. I mean, I looked at the pricing that you have on your site. It's affordable. It's easy to really just get involved with this and upsell these to your events. I mean, it's commensurate, right? So, some of your offerings are a little bit more than the others, and there's a reason why, because they're a little bit more comprehensive, right?
Yeah, and some of them do require, like, one of the things that we have in Instant Spotlight is you can live stream straight to the TV, and you don't need
Yep.
any special technology and art. You
Mhm.
have seen that work in person.
Yep.
So it's a great way to hype up the crowd. If you are a DJ, you live stream your crowd that is dancing, you are able to go into the crowd and turn on your camera and just stream it straight to the TV. Your crowd is going to go nuts because they're like, look at that, I can see myself, and
Mhm.
they get excited. Or you're
Well,
live streaming the dance
well,
with
it's
the
the same
couple.
thing. You go to a baseball game, right? And you're there to watch the game. However, when that cam comes on you and you're up on the billboard, everyone stops watching the game. They're like, "There I am! I'm up on the board," and they're getting all excited.
Well,
Yeah.
a prime example, you create like a kiss cam type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. How would you do that with your ad? Can you do it? Like, how would you do the kiss cam?
You just
I guess
rotate
you'd
it.
have
Yes.
to time it, I guess. No,
No, the kiss camera is just rolling, right? You're
Yeah.
announcing if you are on the screen, right? this is Kiss Camera. So
Okay,
you just
so you can have one person with the app, right?
yeah,
And walking around. All right, it's Kiss Cam time.
yeah, and then they're like,
Okay.
yeah, you're on the team. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
cool. Wow. Okay, I like that, Dave. Very,
See?
very
Even I
neat.
love that idea, Dave. I do.
Great
Even I
idea.
love that idea.
Light
That's
bulb-
a
I saw the
great
light bulb
idea.
go
Yeah,
off
but
in
see,
the
that's the
head.
thing is it's popular at sporting events. They do that,
Yeah.
or like the celebrity look-alike type thing. That you could have like, it'd be kind of cool if you could have a picture of the person and then swipe to the right or the left, and it show like a picture, like art. Have a picture, while you're taking a picture of art or showing a picture of art, swipe
Yeah.
over, and then there's a picture of Andre the Giant, or his card. It's something kind of like
Dude,
fun
oh my
like
God.
that.
That's great. That's
know?
entertainment, and that's what we do. Like, we're not just
Sure.
photo booth people. We're entertainers. It's
Right.
That's awesome idea. I love it. That's entertaining.
Yeah,
Oh man.
and seeing
But-
seeing
but-
art in
but
that
the
live
kid-
would definitely be entertaining.
But like the Kiss Cam, I mean, even if you could do like an overlay,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
which is pretty simple.
Can you do an
they-
overlay with your stuff,
just
CP?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
Okay.
do an overlay with like a heart, and put Kiss Cam underneath it or
It's-
something like that. And
You have too much stuff, CP. Like, there's just so much stuff in these apps. It's going to take me a while to kind of like go through it, but it's important to go through it because I know how to match up what's going to go to which client that I have, and not just say, "Here's all my stuff."
What we recommend is start easy, use out of box first.
Okay.
And as you are starting to encounter more conversations with your clients, they're going to ask you those questions, and then come back to us. We are here to help you and show you where you can find these things. One of my one of the things that we added early on is we had a client who was servicing a legal firm, and the legal firm was like, hey, I want to add these terms in the experience while the guest is coming in. I said, sure, that can be done. Here's how you do it. So
Okay.
things like those, we're not going to show you all of those things on day one, but we
Right.
have it. So when your client comes to you and say, hey, can you do this? Yes, you can. This is how you do this. This is how you do it. Do I
That's cool.
recommend you do all of those things on day one? Please don't. I'm not
Yeah,
kidding.
probably not.
The 87, when we do demos, right? I am only showing 6 features of Instant Spotlight. My part, not kidding, my part is only like time to 7 minutes. Start to finish, 7 minutes is what my portion is. But
Okay.
people will have a lot of questions. Even for those 7 features they saw, they're like, oh, how do I do this? How do this? And we are like, yeah, this is how you do this. This is how you do this. This is how you do it. And we are still not, we are just only scratching the surface. Instant Spotlight, if you're a DJ and Art, if you if you take a gig on DJing, right? Guests can upload photos, but they can also send you song requests inside the app itself.
Okay.
And you can see it. So you can play the songs that your guest is requesting.
So I like the combinations, right? Because there's an app for song requests, there's an app for photos, but when you're combining this all in one spot, it really does. It makes it easier on the person, me, right? Because I don't have to open up my, look at the requests on the software. Because Virtual DJ has a request, and Serato, I think, has a request, right?
Right.
And then I'll have to go over here to monitor the app to make sure the photos aren't filtered. Next thing you know, you've got 20 different devices you're trying to manage, like for an event with all these different experiences. It's nice to have it all combined into one. That's what makes it easy.
And you said, right, Virtual DJ has a song request. Yes.
Yeah.
But the branded experience that the Virtual DJ is going to provide versus the experience that our app will push is going to be different, right? It's going to highlight Armani Entertainment. Your guests are going to see Armani Entertainment, right? That's
branding's
what you
important.
want. That is important to you. And after the event, our apps will automatically send out thank you notes to your guest. So what you have done with all our apps, and this is the most important thing, right? Is share your business card with the guest. you must be seeing, Art, I don't know if you're calculating, but you must be seeing 60, 70,000 people at events in a given year,
Yeah, it's about right.
right?
Dave, same, right? About 60, 70,000 people we see
No, I
in the course
see
of the year.
1 million.
One upper. But yeah, you're right. That's a
Yeah.
lot. We see a lot. I mean, I did one event at Citizens Bank Park it was 100,000 people just at that one event. Not that everybody saw me, but there was
Right.
100,000 people at that event.
Right. Now, of course, we don't do we say, don't use our apps for public events. We are built for private events, right? So
Right.
even if it is like 4,000, 5,000 people, right? If I think so, I did some calculation. If you're doing like 40, 50 weddings in a year, you're crossing that 10 to 12,000 people mark,
Yeah.
something
Mhm.
like that. There's a number for that. And as a photo booth owner, you're doing many more events versus a DJ, right? So when you're seeing so many people, you're not handing out those many business cards. Our apps will help you do that.
Yeah.
They're sending out emails. So
So you
they're
said
helping
sending
you.
out emails. Is there an opt-in, opt-out with the app for that?
We do that. We help
Okay.
you do that. We automatically, when they come in, we ask you, hey, do you want to receive the update from this event? They say yes. Sure.
Okay.
Full disclosure, we are not doing full-on marketing. It's not that we are giving you email addresses, but we are
Mhm.
doing more transactional reporting that, hey, you requested you uploaded photos, your photo gallery is ready, right? But the
Okay.
signature is yours,
Right. Okay.
right? So it's not marketing, but it's it's
It's a
your
touch
signature.
point. It's still a touch point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. CP. Awesome. I can't wait. I got to schedule my. I got to download. I got to download and start playing. Is this available on both iPad and the phone, or is it just phone?
We are only web experience and by choice. So there's no app to be downloaded.
Oh, okay.
You are not, even as a provider, even as a guest, you're not downloading any app.
Okay.
I
So it's through
don't
the
believe
browser
when
on
I
your
closed
phone.
browser on the phone. So we
Okay.
support any form factor. We optimize for all the form factors. We optimize for all internet speeds. We are optimized for those situations, because
Okay.
when I'm at the event, I don't believe, I personally, this could change, but I don't want to download apps just for an event.
Yeah, that's another
Then
thing.
remember to delete it, and when I delete it, I'm going to hate it.
Mhm.
So that's the reason we chose not to build apps. Like
Okay.
you just you download, you scan the QR code, you're in the experience, you're there, you enjoyed, you move on.
That's great. Dave, any final parts before we close out the show? Are you still frozen? No, you're not frozen.
No, I'm not frozen. I'm sorry for the technical issues
I
tonight.
think we've said this multiple times. It's not a show unless there's a technical difficulty.
That's true. That's
So,
true.
we did it.
No, I mean, from looking at everything, and I was perusing the website too. We had some people, make some comments, which I apologize
hear
because I was off reading some of the comments that were out there.
Let's hear them, Dave.
Well, that's what I'm looking.
Good and bad. I mean, this is good. It's an open forum.
Right. Let's see. So someone had asked, okay. So Carlos Acosta.
Yeah, Carlos. What's up, Carlos?
It is getting challenging. The economy is not helping. It's hard sometimes to sell a 4x6 print upgrade. So I don't upsell the 4x6. I give my people the choice of 2x6 or 4x6.
Mhm.
It's
I don't.
the same.
I upsell. I
Really?
upsell.
Okay.
Yeah. And it comes again to listening to the client. Like if I've got an event that has 150 to 200 people and there's only 3 hours, like I know I can do 2 printers, but still it's a backup. It's a backup of time in general.
Well, what printer are you
and
using?
Well, I have both the 628 and I had the RX1.
Okay.
But regardless, it's going to take more time to get everybody a copy. So of course I'm going to upsell that because I got to bring an extra printer or extra staff to make sure I'm handling. That's just my business
Right.
model,
Right.
and it works.
Well, and that's the thing. So here we go. This is what makes us both unique.
Yeah.
Is I allow it on my screens. The customer can select the 4x6 or the 2x6.
Okay.
Because I design both for the event.
Yeah. Okay.
So they can, when they're starting the experience, they can select either or.
Okay.
So I mean, you're still using almost the same amount of media.
Yeah. Well, when you've got 15 people in a shot and all 15 want a copy, it's double the media.
Yeah, but see when that happens, all I do is I ask how many copies you want. A lot of times, some of those are couples, and they'll say, "Oh, well,
just one.
We just need
Take one. Okay.
Yeah,
that's a good tip. I haven't tried that yet.
Yeah.
Is Carlos also hinting that upselling is challenging? Is that what is he also hinting that?
Yeah, I mean I don't want to put words in someone else's mouth, but I think that might be he's doing the same thing you do, Art, is upselling from the strips to the 4x6
in the right scenarios. So I'm not upselling every time. I don't try to upsell every time that I'm doing. If I listen and I hear an opportunity that like will enhance their experience, that I think is valuable for them and fits perfectly, that's when I upsell. I don't just say, "Hey, here's 15 things you can buy." I'm like, I like to have some banter back and forth,
right?
And get really personalize it.
And I think that's a key word there. That conversation with your client is what is going to get you closer to the problem statement that the client is trying to have. Is the client just trying to say, I just need to, everyone is having a photo booth and I just need to have it, or they're like, hey, I'm looking for an experience. Then like, oh, let's talk about experiences. Here's how we can deliver an experience. They're like, no, I just need something in the corner to fill this up. Everyone else is doing, I don't want to do it. Like, sure.
I had that today with a bride called me up and I booked it. And on the call though, she was kind of looking at the site, and it's at a really nice vintage type venue. So right then and there, I knew the antique audio guestbook phone would be perfect for our event. So I showed that to her, and it matched, and she bought on the spot without even blinking.
Yeah.
So
that is a great tip. That is a great tip.
Yeah, knowing your venues, knowing your crowd, knowing how many people are there, the type of event it is. And that's the best way to upsell is just knowing the event as best as possible, what should be there. Because you're the professional, Dave, right? We're the professionals. We've done all these events. We've seen people look at the place table cards trying to figure out where they sit. Problem solved. We got the seating genie, right?
So at all of my events, my staff and I all take pictures of the outside of the venue and the room and where we're set up. And I keep those all in a folder that when I'm talking to a prospective client that might be having their party there, I say, okay, well, let me send you some pictures. This is kind of where they have us set up some of the times. Because there's some venues where we'll set up in 3 different places depending on the size of the guests that the event has. So it gives them kind of a feeling of what it looks like. They can visualize it now in the room with a particular backdrop or something like that. I mean, there's many times where I've had customers say, I want that exactly where you have it, what you have. That's what I want. Because most people are visual people, when you can show them something, and that's so simple to do that a lot of people don't do, is take pictures at your events.
Yeah, and it also helps you sell, because if you're on that before even the contract signed, you've established yourself as someone's experience with that venue. That's peace of mind for the
Once
client.
again, it goes.
Can I share a funny story? Can I share a funny, not a funny, but a real thing, right? WWE does or used to do 500 events every year. So they go to events, Madison Square Garden. They come to Madison Square Garden at least twice every year. So every single time after the event, there is a log where they maintain, hey, here's what worked, here's what did not work, and what was the issues, and with photos, hey, this is what we did, this is what we did. And why they are doing it, next time they go, they're like, you remember that manager had a great attitude? Let's go find that guy. Is he still here? Grab him.
Yep.
Get all the work done for. And they're keeping those logs. And that's what we need to do, right? That's exactly what you're also saying, hinting that, right? Taking photos, keeping that. When you're talking to your client and they say, yeah, last time we did it this way, this was the issue, this is how this will solve, and this is what we recommend at this particular venue. And that's going to just impress,
And this is good advice.
It circles back to what I said in the beginning, is they're hiring you to be their professional for whatever you're doing. If you're the DJ, if you're the photo booth, if you're a photographer, having that information that you can share with them or share with the other vendors. I mean, because on all my planning sheets for my DJ company and my photo booth, et cetera, I always ask, what are the names of the other vendors?
Yeah.
What's the contact information for them? And I now my system's automated, and it'll send out an email, a couple weeks before the event saying, hey, hey, I'm Dave. I'm going to be doing the photo booth at the event. I just wanted to reach out, meet you, see if there's anything, I can do for you, to help or whatever.
And that is brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. That communication is brilliant, Dave. Dave, one other thing that you said, and sometimes when we are doing demos and our new clients, right, one of the things that we also from Esstart perspective, we say is all our apps are delivering experiences, right? I know you guys are experts. You've seen me at events and right? But your clients may not have seen what we are doing and what our apps are doing. And this goes to photo booth also. So if you rewind the clock and you go to 2009 or 2011, somewhere around that time is when the photo booth industry started to like skyrocket, right? If you had not seen a photo booth, you were like, I'm not doing it. But now people understand photo booth, and some of industry leaders today also, when they get something new, art, you're just you're showcasing few things on your profile, right? You're bringing something new and you're showing what that experience is. Right? For us also, it is very relevant that, hey, when you're talking about our apps, if you just verbally explain, the client may not understand, but show them, offer it for free to some of your clients, and take that as a footage and market it to your future clients. So do those things, and that is what is going to help you. So even when you're talking about upsells and things like that, it's just show what that experience is, and it just starts to sell automatically.
Yeah. Like the Romer booth, right? It's hard for people to conceive, but when they see it in person, they're like, "Whoa, what is that? I want that at my next next event. Give me your card."
I just did a gala 2 weeks ago where I did nothing but the Romer, and people were like, "Oh my goodness!" They see the little colorful ring, circling around, and they're like, "Oh, what's that? Touch the screen? Well, let me touch that screen. What's happening now?"
Here's something that I'm doing now with the Romer. I know this is kind of off topic. This is a little nugget, at least that I'm finding that's working for me. We find that there are times where I feel like I'm in competition with the photographer. Actually, I don't feel I'm in competition with the photographer. The photographer feels like I'm a nuisance. So now before events, if I know if I'm going to do roaming, I'll actually go up to the photographer, and if he seems like a nice enough person, I'll say, "Hey, look, you take great pictures. I've got just this iPad thing with the ring light, but I'm going to tell you right now, people flock to this thing and they act crazy when they see it. Follow me. Be over my shoulder. I'm going to help you get lots of great shots tonight." And so we're working in tandem with one another.
Yep. Ooh. Well, and that's kind of what I was doing with the photographer for the gala that I was doing. Is she saw that I had groups of people up against the wall, doing group shots. She's standing next to me. I got my ring light already set up on a white light, so it's helping her photos, make everybody look nice and lit up, So it was kind of fun. And the photographer that I worked with, she was incredible, you know, and
they're
that's
going to refer you out.
and that's the cool thing is, you know, I got to the venue, the event decorator, I knew them from working with them at events. You know, I did their daughter's Sweet 16 birthday a few years ago. You know, the photographer, I've done events with her multiple times and the same gala, you know, for several years in a row. You know, so it's great when you get to see and you meet these professionals and they're like, oh, well, what's Dave bringing with him tonight? You know, because those are prime examples to showcase, you know, your technologies and things that you have and can do.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that
I'm excited. I'm
Dave, that
excited
goes.
to try.
Sorry, Dave. This all goes back to, you know, when we started the call, you were talking about, you know, this is industry. We are peers. We don't look at competition. We are all peers. And you know, I see Danny had written something, and you know,
Oh,
the first people that I met in the industry is Danny, right? My first trade show, I'm clueless. I didn't bring a screwdriver, and Danny was like, "I got you.
he's
Take
got
this."
everything.
Yeah, and
He's awesome.
and you know, James, like, you know, people are, you know, you thinking they're thinking about competition. They're thinking like we are peers, right? You know, this is, you know, it's not
Yep.
necessary that this is competition. It's just, you know, we are all industry peers, and all of these people have helped me get till here, this point, right? You know, first time I met him, he was so kind enough to say, hey, you know, do this, do that, and you know, we were exhibiting at the together, and you know,
Chicago, yeah.
yeah. So you know, since then, you know, very good friend and advisor. So I reach out to him here and there.
Same here, man. We all learn off of each other. I'm learning from you. I'm learning how I can grow my business with your stuff. To be honest with you, I can't wait to take it out. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Well, and that's kind of like how I got started and the photo booth network started. You know, was someone was nice enough to help me, and it was a pay it forward. You know, and look at where we are as an industry now.
It's huge.
You know, we've got between, you know, multiple groups, you know, close to 20,000 members, and you know, there's shows here in the United States and now in Europe and in Australia. So, you know, it is an industry that's kind of still, I think personally, it's still in its infancy stage because
It's never going away.
There's always going to be new technology and new things that come out that enhance our events and give us the ability to upsell something to make our customers' events and experiences so unique, and you know, make it custom to us as an individual. I mean, we could all be using this same product, and people would never know that, you know, Art's events looks like his, you know, mine looks like mine, CP, you know, creating that uniqueness to yourself is what makes you stand apart.
Yeah. Uniqueness and customer relations. Like, can't stress it. Like, a lot of my business now is referral and repeat business. Like, a lot of it. And it's putting elbow grease into developing those relationships, going the extra mile. Sometimes showing up at these events and not upcharging the first couple times, right? Sometimes I use this as just a value add. I'll be honest. I don't charge for everything I do. I'm getting paid, but I'm not gonna nickel and dime everybody for everything unless it costs me an exorbitant amount of money. Yeah, I've got to charge for it. I got to make that money back. But in the long run, I look at my customers as a lifetime value, not just a one-off. Right. So this is a good investment, you know.
Yeah.
So,
and now we have
all
something
right.
else we can add to increase our investment
I'm on it.
and hopefully ROI. You know.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm bringing. I've updated my sketch bots finally today. They were good. They helped me get my software updated, so I'm getting back into that. I'm going to be adding in some of your stuff, CP. I got to go get some upgrades from Danny for my booth. As always, there's coming out something new from Max Design. James has got some cool stuff coming out. I was on a call with him last week.
Yeah.
I've been playing with SnapPick. SnapPick's come out with they've done their, so this is the card I did in SnapPick, if you can see it. They added custom survey mode to their platform now, so I can actually put in player number, player position. So but not every client's going to get that. Not every client's going to get a SketchBot. Not every client's going to get something from CP. It's upselling the right thing to the right client at the right time, right?
Yeah.
So, well, we're at an hour and 25 minutes. I think this is a good time to kind of cut it out. And any last words, anybody? I'm going to show one more time where people can check your stuff out, CP. It's at the bottom of the screen here at www.esstart.com. And
Yep.
free trials, right? You got free trials?
Free trials. We encourage, it's a big platform. We do encourage book a demo with us. That that is our recommended flow. Just, you'll see on our Instagram, the first link is book a demo. It's easy to use, but you always want to find out, and give us 10 minutes. We'll walk you through what you need to do, and then you're off to
Is it really just 10 minutes? Because you got a lot of stuff in there.
As I said,
probably half hour.
Well, for you, Art, it's more like an hour and a half.
2 hours for me. I'm dumb.
But we try to keep it simple. Don't give everything, because the challenge is, one of the early challenges that we learned is, of course, our vision is to be that one shop that delivers all these digital experiences, which is engaging the guest, right? That's what our vision is. When we met, we only had one app. Now we have 5. By end of this month, or maybe slightly late, we'll have our 6th app.
Jeez.
And then the 7th.
Right? That's not even a year since I met you. Holy crap. Yes.
So we on this journey. We want to add more and more stuff on. So to your thing that you want to pick, you can pick and choose what you want to offer to this particular client. What will really work well to your client, right? Sometimes I say this: Instant Spotlight is the bigger brother of the Camera Roll, right? Camera Roll is a smaller app, and Instant Spotlight has so much more. Of course, your upcharge is going to be way off the record here in Instant Spotlight versus your Camera Roll, right? But you need to find out what's right for you. So our approach is keep it simple. We give you minimal to get started, and then as you engage, you start to have this conversation. We'll show you. We'll show you everything that you can offer, and we are here. So book a demo. Reach out. Book a demo.
Awesome.
Esstart.com. Yeah.
Well, thank you, CP, and I'm going to be booking a demo with you probably next week.
We don't have to.
All right. So, folks, thank you very much for coming on. Dave, good to see you again, my brother, as always.
And listen, we got through another show, and it's so good to see you, as always.
Yep. And hopefully you still got to give me an answer about that date in May, that Thursday, that big event that I'd love for you to be at. We're going to be doing
I already told you we're good.
We're good now. Okay.
Great.
All right. Good.
We're good.
All right. I thought
I did get back to you, but
No. Yeah. No. Now is a good time.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Shiny object in the room.
By the way, Carlos is acknowledging the conversation. So, Carlos, thank you so much for sticking around, hearing all of us banter. And I think so I spoke too much, but thank you so much. But Art, Dave, thank you so much for having us.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Hope to see you guys at the next trade show.
Yep. We'll see you soon enough.
See you
Thanks,
soon.
CP. Bye, guys.
Bye.